Alright guys, it's Lord Ryujin and I just got finished watching the Xbox Live reveal, and I have to give my 2 cents about a couple of things. First of all, the name. To me, kind of dumb. Calling it Xbox One seems like you're going back. I mean, you went from Xbox, which I thought was Xbox One, just me, to Xbox 360. And rather than calling it Xbox Infinity or Xbox Loop or anything that continues on with the circle theme, you just called it One. Now, I understand why you called it Xbox One because of what you stated in the beginning, how you're trying to make everything into one system. You're trying to make your TV, you're trying to make, all these experiences under one system. But at the same time, the PlayStation 4 can do that, the Wii U can do that. You're not really bringing anything new to the table. Your controller, I'm sorry to say, isn't innovative, despite what you said. You said it was an innovative new controller. I was waiting for the innovative new controller, and you just showed me a 360 controller with the middle guide thing taken out, and the share button, I don't know where they got the idea for sharing on it, and yeah. So I just have to call you out on a couple of things. I'm sure that I'm going to get some hate for this, but you can't go around saying you're innovative when you're not. Talking about making TV social was something that Nintendo did first on Nintendo TV. And talking about innovative controller when it's the exact same thing as the 360 isn't innovative. What is innovative and what I do like is what you've done with Kinect, though. I will give you props for that. The ability of doing things like Snap, where I can have something running and it brings it up as a separate screen. That is innovative. I like that because I can't tell you how many times I'm playing a game and I hate the fact that I have to go to my computer or to some other device to look up a guide for it or to see an achievement run or something like that. Well, now I can do that on the actual Xbox. I can be playing a game, I can pause it, I can say Snap and bring up Internet Explorer, go to GameFAQs or YouTube or wherever I'm going to go, and I can be able to read a guide, see a playthrough or something. So props on that. And I also like the fact that now it sees, it sees things. It actually recognizes my voice better, and it understands me. And I like all the internal works of the Xbox, but at the same time, you haven't really done anything new and impressive here, at least for me. You gave us the specs of the system. It's the exact same as the PS4, so no surprise there. And you gave us a controller that looks the exact same as the 360 controller, pretty much. You gave us a Kinect rather than build it into the console, which would have been smarter. You just made it a separate accessory again, and rather than give us Smart Glass inside of the controller for people like me that have devices that aren't compatible with the Smart Glass app, you made it its own separate thing again, which again is smart because if I had a tablet that was capable of using Smart Glass, I wouldn't want to then make it feel like it was useless. I could bring it over to the next Xbox. I understand that, and I appreciate that fully, but at the same time, some of us don't have devices that are compatible with Smart Glass, and it would have been nice to be able to use Smart Glass and have it built in. But Smart Glass, just a lazy port. You basically have kept the exact same thing. I didn't see any improvements or anything. We'll see what happens when E3 comes, if you're going to do anything different with it. But just from my end, you didn't really do anything. You didn't bring anything new to the table. You showed us a bunch of new shiny things, which is cool. Because again, I do like how much texture and detail is going with things like this. But at the same time, you can't cover up ugly gameplay. You can make the same repetitive stuff that you do with some of the games that have come out in recent history on the 360, and it will still be the same boring gameplay, but just prettier now. I would rather have new, innovative gameplay, So that's just me. That's just my opinion, of course. I think that the name is dumb. I really am looking forward to playing around with the new Kinect. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what it does. But you didn't have to talk about sports for 35 minutes and talk about your only interesting game that you ever shown off was Quantic Break, and you showed like 1 minute of that, or 2 minutes or something like that. You didn't show it very much. And that is the kind of stuff that really keeps me from pushing you up, above Sony or above Nintendo. You know, I understand why you're showing off the sports stuff, because, you know, you have people that watch sports. So I understand you have to cater to them. But at the end of the day, it would be nice if you made some actual games. That's why I am excited about when you said you have 15 exclusives. You know? I can't wait for E3 to see what those exclusives are, because hopefully they're going to be something that actually excite me as a gamer, not as a sports fan, not as a racing fan, as a gamer, as a person who wants to play a game instead of watch a game. If I wanted to watch a game, I'd go on YouTube. I'd have cable. That's just my opinion. I have game systems because I want to play games. So it doesn't really matter to me what apps you bring. I understand why you have those apps, and I appreciate the fact that you're still supporting those fans, but, you know, just in my opinion, not my cup of tea. So what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. It's kind of a short video because there's not really much to talk about. You just basically made the 360 Part 2. So bravo on not breaking the mode at all. At least when you came over from the original Xbox, you broke the mode. You took us from this to nothing. You took us from black and white to, you know, bumpers. You actually did something, but at the same time, you just copied Sony. So, and all you've done again is copy Sony. So good job. And when Sony copies Nintendo, you're just copying Nintendo. And then people wonder why I'm a Nintendo fanboy. Gee, I wonder why. All I see is everybody copying them. See, they're talking about you innovate TV by making it social. No, you didn't. Nintendo TV did that when it launched. Thank you, because now you can actually watch TV shows. There's a guide on there. You know, a lot of the similar stuff that you showed your Xbox One doing. And the only thing that you have, and I applaud you for doing this, Microsoft. I really do. The only thing that you have a leg up on is Kinect. And luckily, you made that your supreme showcase. You showed it working flawlessly with voice and with motion, because that's your leg up. Because you don't really have much of a leg up in anything else, you know? Having Skype built in, bravo on catching up on the times, because the PSP had Skype, and the Vita had Skype, and you bought Skype like, what, a year, 2 years ago? It should have been on the 360, so way to catch up on the times, really. Proud of you for that, because that's what I've been wanting to do my 360 pretty much ever since they bought Skype. I'm surprised that they didn't bring it to the 360 sooner. But, you know, that's Microsoft for you. I don't think I have much else to talk about right now. Make sure that you leave your opinions, of course. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate. But I want to clarify something before I end this video, because I feel something that is all need to be clarified, and I appreciate you for sticking with me for this long, because you probably might have, you know, just stopped watching a long time ago and just said he's a Microsoft hater. I'm not a Microsoft hater. They're just at they're third down for me because they don't bring anything innovative to the table. I, as a gamer, demand innovation. I felt like I got that with the Wii U because I got a tablet controller. So I got a lot of what I liked about the DS and 3DS in the form of console with high definition graphics, and you know, dual analog and all this stuff like I like on the 360 and on the PS3. But now I have it with a dual screen and gyroscope. So some innovative gameplay should be coming from that. I like that, you know? I like to feel like I have some innovation, and with Kinect, I felt like I got some innovation because now I'm able to do games like Rise of Nightmares that are fully motion-based, you know, and don't require a controller. Or I can be playing a game and I can talk into it. So I gave you props for Kinect and for innovating Kinect to a new level, like you showed us with the Xbox One. I don't hate them. There's just a lot of things about them that I don't like. You know, the way they handle transactions, you know, basically the snobbiness that they have of trying to like, oh, we're going to get DLC first, and, you know, all that. It doesn't matter to me who gets DLC first, you know, and just stuff like that. You know, there's just certain ways that they go about, like they make it seem like they're the kings of the gaming world, and they're not. Because they wouldn't be here, Sony wouldn't be here, nobody would be here if it wasn't for Nintendo. And I feel like, that's something that just needs to, be given props to. Everything that they've shown today is already on the 360 or already on the Wii U. So there's nothing new and innovative here, and I think that I should call them out on that. You can't call yourself innovative. You're not. I still like playing your games, and I still enjoy your consoles because, let's face it, my 360 is still hooked up to watch and use those apps and to play those games that I can't get on other systems. So I appreciate them for that. It's not that I hate them. A lot of people are misguided. They think that I hate Microsoft. It's just when I go and I read things about how they're looking into a tablet controller, and I think, wow, a tablet controller means they might bring smart glass to the 360, into the next Xbox and integrate it in, And I keep thinking, well, the best way to save money, instead of trying to force another accessory on us or force more shelf space on us, is to build it in. Something I like about the Wii U is the fact that the microphone is built in. I could talk without having to buy another headset, without having to take up shelf space like I had to do with my PlayStation Eye or my Xbox Kinect. So these are just things that I thought would have helped save money as well as attract new gamers and old gamers alike. You could have made it still look like a 360 controller. That's cool. So I don't hate Microsoft. There's just some things I think that they should have done differently. I understand why you named your system, and I understand the reasons why you basically kept it the same, but at another time you kind of have to give me a little bit of credit for wanting to have something more. Especially from you, Microsoft. I would expect Nintendo, honestly, because they're a gaming company. They don't have the resources to fall back on like you do from computers or from phones or from something else to basically, do something different. So if they were just like, well, here's the Wii Part 2, we made the controls, it's still motion control, and it's still, it's the same thing, we just up the graphics. I would expect that from them. But the fact that they go off and they do something innovative, and you, Microsoft, who says that you're innovative, you just go off and do the same thing that Sony does, I can't give you props for being innovative. I'm sorry on that. And I'm sorry if that makes people not like me. I'm sorry if that makes me some kind of a black sheep in the gaming industry. But I will be buying an Xbox One. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it and fiddling with it because it is technology. And I still stand by what I said earlier, that technology is always something to get excited about, and I am excited about the technology. I am excited to get my hands on it, to play with it, to experience it firsthand, because no amount of pretty that you show me on a screen is going to convince me that this is the new gameplay option. It's like with the Wii U, when it first came out, I had to physically get my hands on the controller and try a demo of it to be convinced that yes, this controller is going to work. So, that's my rant for now, guys, and I'm sorry it's been kind of long-winded. I just felt as though there needs to be some defending here as well as some defensive and offensive stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I had to go on the attack a little bit with Microsoft, call them out on their BS, as well as applaud them for some stuff that I actually wasn't pressed on, as well as defend myself, because I don't want people to think that I'm a Microsoft hater. I like everybody. I like Sega, I like Atari, I like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I like them all. It's technology, people. It's games. Regardless of who makes them, they're games. I'll play Lost Planet on the 360 and then turn around and play Uncharted on the PlayStation 4 probably even. I'll probably play Assassin's Creed on there. And then I'll turn over and I'll play New Super Mario Brothers on my Wii U. It doesn't matter. It's games. It's supposed to be fun. Not about how much pretty it is. Not about anything else, but just how fun it is to play. And about the gameplay experience itself. Regardless of whether it's an 8-hour game or an 80-hour game. If you've had fun playing it and the controls work, it's a good game. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. So, that's another rant for now though. There's still another week And hopefully next week we'll know more about the controller, more about Kinect, and I can give you a little bit more informative an opinion. But just based upon the reveal right now, I'm moderately impressed by it. I mean, 500 gigabytes is a lot of memory, but at the same time, you do realize that's going to up the system, right? That's probably going to be $400 or $500 right there, easy. Microsoft does have quite an impressive Kinect this time around, but I'm not impressed by the system, and I'm not impressed by the controller. That's just my opinion, of course. As always, make sure that you leave your opinion. Just make sure that you leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys next.